Hi guys, it's Cham here. If you have a course or if you have a service that you provide, do not provide it free. Find you. Let me tell you why I say that. I have done this so many times before. When we first started, we thought, okay, we'll give a free trial. Uh, Free trial is okay as long as they register them with a card. If they don't want to put card in, then there's something wrong in there. So don't take that kind of clients. One reason is people when they come to get free services, it's either because of their negativity, they don't want to invest, they don't trust in your services, or they don't have money, or they have limiting beliefs about themselves. They don't trust themselves. They don't trust that it's gonna work for them. So when they don't trust that it's gonna work for them, they're not gonna trust that it will work. What you're doing will work. So that's why they want free services, free whatever. So whenever you give something free, they will look to prove that it doesn't work as well, because they have these limiting beliefs, which is pulling them back, which will keep them where they are, which is restricting them to get to the next level. When they have something like that, they lose the belief that they have and they stop believing in themselves. When they stop believing in themselves, they stop believing in someone else's services as well. And then they won't think that it's going to work because they think, oh, nothing's going to work for me. So even if I use someone else's services, it's not going to work for me. So why would I pay someone else to use their services? I'd rather get it free. Then it's not going to work because they don't believe. When you don't believe, what you believe is what's going to happen. So that's why it doesn't work for them. So one, you will lose the client very soon with complaints. Second, it's not going to work for them because that's what they believe. Third, you're going to attract negative people, cheap people who don't want to pay, people who complains every single day, and you don't want any of that. So the best thing is to look for people who value your services and who are willing to pay and who are willing to give their card without any problem. Because when they do that, that means they trust on you and they trust on themselves. They trust that it's going to work. Then it works. And on the other hand, if they are paying, they are good clients, they're valuable clients, and you know that if they pay, they have this paying mindset where they can attract paying clients as well. When you have a mindset where you don't want to pay anyone, no one's going to pay you either, because that's what how your mind works. For example, if someone says, "Oh, I'm struggling with money these days, I can't pay," they'll be like, "Yes, I know," because they are having the same problems. But for example, if they pay, even if they're struggling, but if they're willing to pay, if they're willing to invest, they have a case. They can tell, okay, I understand this is how it is, but when you invest in yourself, you invest in your business, you invest in your clients, and then that way you will bring a lot of value, and this will work. So they can convince others because they believe in that. So when someone comes in, they say, I can't pay, I don't trust your services, I don't want to pay upfront, or I can't afford to pay, or I don't think it's going to work. Most of the time, that client, if you think you can change the client's perspective, if you think you can convince and if you can close, yes, then they're not a client in that sort. Sometimes these are all just objections trying to stop you in the sale. But if they turn into a paying client, then they are a good client. Then look after them. Then give so much value, over deliver to them. And then that's when they uh, will give you a testimonial. They will refer people to you. They will be happy about your services and they will trust more and more. They will upgrade to higher packages. So that's what you want. If you get a cheap person, or if you get someone who can't afford to pay, that person is trying to somehow complain and stop whatever he's paying, or say, okay, this is not going to work. Yeah, this is not working. That's exactly what works in their mind. So that's what is going to happen. So make sure when you're finding clients, when you are converting a client, charge them. And you don't have to charge less than the competitors. If your services are good, charge them even more than the competitors, because we don't price according to the competition. We price according to what we provide. And as long as we know that what we are charging is 1/3 of the service that we are providing, then we're happy, because we can convince them, we can close them, and they will be happy because they feel the delivery of the services, and they feel that they're getting a lot of value. Therefore, they will be happy and they will refer us to other clients. So make sure when you are finding clients, stop getting cheap clients and stop getting people who don't want to pay, or who wants freebies, because they will never pay. On the other hand, I want to make sure that you understand this as well, because some people, they want to get to know you. If that's the case, give them something in the bottom of your value ladder. That's fine. I'm not talking about uh, the bottom of the value ladder should be free. That's fine. But bottom of the value ladder is not your services. It's probably a lead magnet. It's some value, some information, some checklist. Those are fine. You are not investing in them for that. You have invested already. It's not an additional cost. If it's an additional cost, charge them so they get the value, and they will value what they're getting. Because if they don't pay attention. So when they don't pay attention, they will never get to where they want to get. So therefore, make sure you qualify the clients before. And once they come on the call, make sure they start by paying, by putting the card, because then they are committed. When they're committed, it works for anyone. If they're not committed, it's not going to work. You have YouTube. Everyone's got access to YouTube. It's free. How many people develop using YouTube? How many people get to the next level using YouTube? But if they are paying, using Audible, or purchasing books, you got library cards, you got libraries all over the world, which are free. But how many people go into a library and read non-fiction books and develop themselves, get to a better level? Hardly anybody, right? Because it's free. They don't value, they don't pay attention because they don't pay. Once they start paying, even if it's a gym, if it's a free gym, no one will, anyone will hardly get to the next level. But if you commit, if you pay a lot of money, the more you pay, the more you will benefit, because then you are more likely to go. I'm like, oh my God, I've paid thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars to this gym. Now I have to go because I have paid a lot of money. Imagine if they hadn't paid, they'll be like, oh, I don't have to go. I'm not losing anything here. Actually, they are losing. Recently, I was driving to a seminar. It's a business get together, business conference, shall I say? And on the way, there was so much traffic. We were so close to it, and then my wife was like, "Oh, shall we turn around and go home?" And then we both realized at the same time, why did we think this way? Because we hadn't paid anything to go in there. If we had a ticket, if we had paid $200, $500, we would definitely somehow go there. But we weren't too bothered because it was a free event. So we were like, oh, we're not losing anything here. So that's exactly what you need to convey to your clients, and make sure they pay. And once they pay attention, and then they will get results. So make sure you get your clients and they pay, so you get less hassle, less complaints, very good clients who are paying and who will value your services. Take care.